Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday morning trading room. Is that all it is? No, it's Wednesday. I spent all day shoveling snow yesterday, so I don't remember what day it is anymore. Here we go, Wednesday. Wow, I need to have a calendar on my desk here so I can keep track of the days. Well, good morning anyway, and welcome back to our trading room. For those of you new to the trading room, welcome. What you're looking at here is the complete diversified trading system along with the Raptor. Here in the top left, we have the Hawk Micro Scalper. Top right is the Falcon Swing Trader. Bottom left is the Eagle Trend Trader, and the bottom right is the Raptor. The market I like to follow is the NASDAQ. But, if there's something you'd like to see, please don't be shy about asking or asking questions for that matter. I have to admit, though, that I did dump a lot of my data just in favor of the NASDAQ. I used to follow crude oil a little bit more, but I don't think there's a whole lot of advantage to following a lot of different markets. Sometimes all it ends up doing really is muddying the waters. All right, Friday. Overall, here, if we take a look at our daily chart, Friday. Doggone it, Eric. Get your head screwed on right. Yesterday, if we look at the market overall, was a very bullish looking day. However, almost all that bullishness came during the morning session. That's when we saw the market hesitantly rally higher. This morning, you can see relative to where the market left off yesterday, we have a little bit of a downside gap as the market presses 7,100. I think the closer we get to some of these levels here, here, let me show you my new toy. Where is it? I got too many too many indicators here. There we go. Okay, so the closer we get to 7,200, it looks like that's where the markets really start to, the sellers really start to get active. You can see there was a big rally up here, the sellers turned them down, big rally up here, sellers turned them down. So it looks like that's where they're going to be waiting for the buyers. Maybe even closer here to 7,100, which looks like it had some very, very bearish bars attached to it. See here, see here, see here. Of course, this one here, and then the buyers tried to take it back. So I'm guessing 7,100 is going to be a very influential price zone. We'll see. So right now, market looking like it's in a little bit of a sideways drift. The overnight, again, very quiet. What's up with that? The rally came after the close, a little bit of a rally here just prior to the Asian session, and then a relatively quiet Asian session and a very quiet overnight. This, of course, now on the Eagle. And here we are with our first in sync signal. So long as, I don't know if this is going to be an acceptable range or if I'm looking a little bit too big. We got a few things going on here, don't we? We got the range, we've got a bit of a sideways range as well. All right, let's put that on the shelf before I do anything silly. Whenever you can identify certain zones for the market, whether it be a trending channel, a sideways trading range, the important things to keep in mind are there will be selling near the top end of either the range or the channel. There will be buying near the bottom end of the trading range or the trendline channel. It looks like if the market gets up here a little bit, it's going to coincide with two different zones here, right? The trend line and the trading range almost makes for a certain shorting opportunity. The other thing, of course, is the breakouts. Looking for the breakout, the retest, the continuation. Once we see a breakout and how the market reacts, well, then we can set up our trade accordingly. Right now, though, it looks as though okay, there's the break. Where's the reaction? It's still very early. We're only 10 minutes into the day. All right. What you can do with this, we've got the breakout, we've got a couple of bearish bars now. You could set up for your just-in-case order. And actually what I'll try is if I can get a stop order up here, because then I'll have my profit objective. I'll just use the trade calculator. If the market swings now due to this breakout, there should be another bullish push here somewhere. Our filter is certainly getting a little bit more bullish. The filter is a good indication of overall market momentum. So you can see big red block, green block, smaller red block, bigger green block, smaller red block, bigger green blocks, small red block, bigger green block. This right now is suggesting the market is more bullish than bearish. Wow, am I not going to get a chance here? Look at that. That's crazy. So that was definitely a fake break. Just trying to grab some of those early buyers, and the sellers not even giving them a second chance, just all over that. The buyers, of course, will be waiting down here to try to recover, and then again toward the bottom of this larger trading range. So we're into the hard edge here on the Eagle. We're going to anticipate some sort of reaction. We're probably going to get, oh, actually the Raptor cloud's already crossing over. I was going to say we're probably going to get a hard edge bounce in the Raptor as well. And look at that, right on cue. Pardon me. We've got the buyers coming in a touch early, but they timed it perfectly with the median line. So it took a bounce off the primary resistance back down here now to the median line. All right, let's see if we get a second push opportunity on this one. So here now the red bar buy signal. We're getting a sell signal, which is going to be our rule of three signal. I'm going to short from here. So I'm going to look to short below here. I will leave my buy order in above here because that's the second push on the red bar buy signal. So we got the market a little bit in a corner. Not entirely, but close. And what time is it? Oh, good. It's quarter to the hour. My favorite time of the day to trade. No, it's not. So the rule of three here on the Eagle, we can take that away for now. The rule of three on the Eagle occurs when there has been a trend. I think we can call this a trend. And we have the Eagle starting to produce signals on the opposite side of the trading band. So we have what should be a bullish market, but we're starting to produce sell signals. Typically we get three of these counter trend signals, and then the market will take off in the new direction. So in this case, the market heading lower. But regardless of whether it's two signals, as I'm doing here, or if we hold out for the third, the market has to retest the high. There has to be a test of the extreme. So in this case, the extreme is up here. Here's the retest. And if the market turns and heads lower, well, then that will be the sign of a failure. Now we're going with the red bar buy. We're going to see whether the buyers, in fact, have enough in the market here. And what I'll do is I will, okay, 70.70 is right back near our primary resistance line, so I'll go with that. And I can use my sell stop as my exit order. I think I could also draw another trend line, something like this, in case what's happening here ends up being nothing more than a bear flag and the market starts to tank. If I can get one more swing, then I can start to roll my stops up a little bit more. But so long as we're floundering here a little bit, I'm going to try to keep my stops back. I did use the trade calculator to contain my risk. Right, so my risk is capped. I'm not going to blow up my account. Of course, there was a whole lot of selling up here, as we saw. This is the top end of the trading range. So if the buyers can get through here, actually, if the buyers can get through there, I should maybe go for zone number 2. That would bring us all the way up here, much closer to 7,100. That is a home run trade if I ever saw one. That's a big stretch, but it'll be interesting to see if they can do it. First obstacle is getting outside this trading range. Come on, you can do it. The Falcon, the trend line's a little bit of a mess. The Hawk, everything is fairly neutral. Let's take a look here at the Raptor, what's going on. And, well, no, we're also pretty neutral here on the Raptor. Whenever your clouds start to twist up like a rope, that just tells you that you're in a bit of a sideways trading range. If the market continues higher from here, however, we will produce a number one signal as the clouds come back into sync. Come on, you guys. You know you want to head higher. Let's just go. Oh, okay. Good news here. Mark says the 70-50 level looks pretty strong. He says I could see that one coming since last week. A good example of resistance now becoming support. Maybe we'll just tuck this just on the other side of 70-50. Okay, so we see a little break of our mini trend line right here. That should encourage some buying. I hope. All right, here we go. Oh, maybe not. No, darn it. Let's extend this trend line a little bit, see where the buyers are. I have a feeling I'm going to get tagged out. So we're not quite ready yet. I think we can delete some of these lines here. Well, that was a shame. I thought we were going to get some follow through on that, but not yet. Well, right now they're just happy moving back and forth. Well, oh, here's Mark's 2 cents. Mark thinks, he says the market might just trade in a range around this area for a few days. I think we're headed higher, but when is the question? Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Mark says next stop 73.80-ish. I can show you how I could come up with, 73.80. Oh, Mark's really swinging for the fences here. 1 second. Oops. Way up here. 73.80. Wow, that's quite ambitious. You know, the market does love round numbers, 7,100, 7,200, 7,300. You can see it just by any time we get close to those levels, there's some sort of reaction going on. Here's 7,400. 75 was very supportive. 76 actually was kind of neutral, and then 77, it came unstuck. But the waffling continues. I agree that the market is more bullish, just from the daily chart, really. But even looking here, if you scroll back through your Eagle chart, which kind of gives you the broader view, or you can increase your brick size. That's another thing you can do, is you can make a larger brick on your chart. All right, well, more back and forth. All right, excuse me for a moment. I'm going to go grab a coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, well, a little bit of a move lower here. Does that mean we're going to take on a bearish posture today? Yeah, Mark says, I know what's a few hundred points between friends anyways. All I know is there'll be a few, more than a few, I'm sure, late filter entries between now and then, and I am sure of that too. Right now, though, we're definitely getting a little bit of a bearish slant on the market. That move lower seems to have woken up the buyers a little bit. They're digging in here around the 70-40 zone. See if we can get a decent number 2 signal here on the Raptor. That would be one of the first to give us a counter trend signal. We might even get a trend change signal here in the Falcon. Trend line now starting to change color. We'll see if they get any sort of giddy up. The pace of the market is surprisingly slow. I can't account for that. All right, well, the Bears really starting to put a different kind of spin on the day here. Yeah, Mark says the daily range is only a third of what it was a month ago. A lot of congestion, and I guess that's due in part to, I'm going to call it political instability, although that seems a little bit strong. Okay, so we just slipped through now the 70-40 area where we saw a little bit of activity before. You got to think the buyers have got to make a stand here somewhere. We're getting awfully close to where we were on yesterday's highs. If we take a look here at the daily, here was yesterday's highs, and we're fairly close to that zone right now. If this day does end up being bearish, a lot of traders are going to look at these 2 days here as a double top, and it would certainly encourage a little bit more selling. Well, we did make it all the way down here to the primary support zone. This number one signal, much easier to see in hindsight. Looking left, all I would have seen was a sideways market congestion. This number three signal, though, I should have been a little bit more on top of that one. Got another number three signal here. It didn't print as a number three. Looks like it missed the hard edge just by a tick or two. Oh well. Not the last signal I'll miss, I'm sure. I'm still moderately bullish, however. I think, given the overnight rally, given the little bit of a rally we saw out of the open, that I'm expecting the buyers to give it one more go. And yet, nada. Okay, we're finding a little bit of a bottom here off the primary support. Trend lines changed color. Don't have a first micro macro cross yet. I'm really open to a number 2 opportunity if it presents itself. Is this all I'm going to get? Okay, here, let's do it on the Falcon. We're going to get our trend change here on the Falcon. And I'm kind of looking to buy here based a lot on the support line, the support zone. I don't know if we've broken the trend line yet. No, but we will. All right, let's get this ready. Okay, so I'm going to look for a second push now on this signal. I'm going to back off my exit order because with the trade manager, you have to, or with trade calculator, you have to remember your orders are live as soon as you put them on your chart. Okay, so let's bring it here to the crest in the trend line. I know I should just take my profit on target. I am so tempted to try to run this one out. But hey, for a change, why don't I do what I tell you to do? You know, just to be different. Okay, at this point I'm going to chicken out. I'm going to bring my stops up below this bar with this tiny little tail. And hopefully they're not going to push back too hard just yet. All right, I can protect a little bit more. We'll go below this bar now. The reason I'm rolling my stops a little bit more aggressively is we are going to get some pushback as we get closer to this median line and the whole 70-50 zone again. No! A little bit of a hesitation now. Come on. Well, holding on, but just barely. Okay. So rode out that swing. I'm going to start to really pinch the trade now. Again, as we get closer to this 70-50 area. I'll give them 2 bars. I just don't want to let too much of my open profit get away. Oh, look at that. Hesitating right on the line. All right. Well, not bad. They missed my profit objective just by a tick, which is a little annoying, but it was a good trade all the same. So we took advantage of that trend change signal, coincided here with it didn't print as a number 2 signal on the Raptor, but that's what it was. Hey, way to go, Ray. Ray says scalped in and out for 120 bucks. Nicely done. Yes, thanks, Mark. Mark says good work. Profit is good. Yes, it is. I'll take a little bit out of that early morning dent. Wasn't a big loss. My first trade, thanks to the trade calculator, I was able to contain the risk. That's when you run into trouble, when you start getting too much money on the line. And now they're thinking about it. Probably because I bet you if I draw a trend line off of the high, oops, sorry, went right past it. It's probably why we're seeing a little hesitation. Could also draw a little trend line this way as well. Little mini trend line. A slight little hesitation. You keep looking at this. Is this thing on? What are they doing? A little bit of a bear pushback now. We've broken the trend line, so that should encourage buying. A lot of people look at trend line breaks as being totally bearish, but not necessarily. Trend line breaks very often encourage more buyers to come into the market. All right, here comes a little bit of a bull push again. Okay, wow, look at that. That certainly woke up a few buyers. All right, so now we have a trend line break. I suppose I could have bracketed to buy here, but it's not quite as reliable a move as waiting for the actual trend line break. Now looking for the reaction so we can see where the market may be topping out. Oh, come on. Shoot, are they not going to give me another chance to get in here? We've got a first micro macro cross that printed and hit its profit objective. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the Falcon and the Raptor for a possible signal. Even here, the Eagle. Hey, way to go, Mark. Mark says I grabbed that trend change signal in the Falcon at 9:36, so early little trend change there. We are getting a little bit of a pullback. I'd love to see one more bearish bar here on the Eagle. That would allow me to put my just in case order above here. Oh, sorry. Mark says, no, I was just pointing out that there was a trend change that formed at that point on my chart. Okay. Okay, here I can put my just in case order now. My JICO order. Just in case the market decides to continue with this trend line breakout. I have an order waiting. And I can do a similar thing here now to the short side. On the Eagle. Okay, I can get rid of that trend line. We all know that trend line broke. So we're back into the hard edge now on the Raptor. So we would anticipate some sort of reaction here. Okay, here now the reaction to the hard edge. Let's see if they have any follow through on that. The hard edge bounce, the green buy signal, and here's the hard edge bounce now on the Raptor. I'm going to look for a second push opportunity, I think, or like I say, I've already got my just in case order above here. Well, they're thinking about it. We are. It's like we're trading in slow motion here this morning. I would have taken a second push on this number one signal had I had a couple of bear bars lower. The reason being one bear bar, okay, if the market's moving very, very fast, maybe that's all you get. But two bear bars are a little bit more reliable. If you get two bars, you'll probably get a little bit more follow through. And the idea is if the market is going to head higher now, it needs that little added momentum to bring you in. I'm not really happy that it's taken this long, but I guess that's just the way it is. Ooh, sorry, I almost sneezed in your ear. Okay, now we're going to produce a number 2 signal to short. This depends how aggressive you want to be on the market. We're kind of in this state where we're looking at a possible trendline failure. So let's take a look here at possibly shorting it. So here now the number 2 signal. I've got my buy order to the long side. And we'll see which way the market follows through. All right, let's see what they got. Counter trend signals are always tricky. Always, always, always. They are. It's just the nature of the beast. So what I'm looking for is if we get down here below the hard edge now, that perhaps we'll retreat back toward this 70-40 zone where we spent a little time. And here now a hard edge buy, so they're kind of toying with me a bit. Yeah, that's what you get for trying to do a counter trend signal. They're going to run up here and retest these recent highs. Come on. Well, you know what's kind of been characteristic the whole, well, last couple of weeks really is the market's reluctance to really make any kind of range. Yesterday we saw a bit of a ranging day, but most of that came early. But after that, it's been very, very sideways for the most part. Lots of drawn out trading ranges, which is a little unusual. Okay, getting a little bearish follow through now. Well, what the heck? We'll close out the day here. I'll swing for the fences. We'll take it back down to the primary support zone. I can start to roll my stops up or down in this case. You can see we would have made our profit target, or would be very, very close to what our profit target is. Maybe I shouldn't make it work quite that hard. We'll kind of go about 2/3 of the way down. Oh, you stinkers. Okay, the clouds crossing. We're getting our pullback, which you should anticipate when your clouds cross, because if the market continues in this new direction now, we will produce a number one signal. Here we go. Getting a little bit of a bear push. Come on. You guys, you're killing me here. All right, so the next signal to sell will be a number 1 signal. I guess I'll protect a little bit more open profit here, a couple dollars. Come on. A little bit of a hesitation right at the first profit target. That's why we have high probability profit targets. I thought I'd try to stretch it out a little bit just because there's nothing going on, but it's always a good idea to take profit on target. No, they're going to make another bull push here. See how we got a couple of bullish bars? Sellers got to get busy here or we're going to get tagged out. And while we're waiting for that to wind down, too bad. I guess I should learn to take my own advice and take profit on target when I have it. All right, gang. I think that's enough fun for one day. The market's very, very quiet, very, very constipated. If you're going to keep trading, you know, I think the buyers still have something going on. I think you need to consider, a larger trend line like this. A break of this trend line definitely should get a little bit more buying attention. That's just kind of my gut take on the market. So I think I might be inclined just to give the buyers a slight edge here. So if we develop a couple of buy signals, there may be an opportunity there. Otherwise, just establish a very, very large sideways trading range. Let them get outside of that range first, and then you should be able to find a better buying or selling opportunity. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.